Hello everyone, welcome to our week 2 deep dive where we're going to be focusing on animating both our enemy and our player. To begin, we're going to start by animating our enemy. So to do this, we're going to begin by clicking on our enemy and we're going to go into our costumes. We're going to need to create different versions of our costumes, and there are different types of animations that we can do. From the ones that we've done before, we've done stuff where we changed the size, where we've changed the color, where we added something, or where we've added types of movements. So to begin, for those of you who did not use the base to create your enemy, you can still see the different ideas that we're doing for this character that we have here. And you can apply what you learned here to the enemy that you've created. That way you can create your own different movement for it. So for everyone else, we're just going to go ahead and start by first duplicating our first costume and creating our next one. Now, you can have as many costumes as you want. There is no limit. It just depends on how smooth or how fast you want your animations to be. So to begin with, I'm going to start off by using my select tool, and I already duplicated my enemy. So the first thing I want is I want to make my enemy look like they're walking. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and focus on the leg since this is where it's going to happen for the most part. So if you notice, that's why we have the middle being separate. That way you can move both of the legs at separate times. So to make it look like my player is moving forward, I'm just going to go ahead and lift up one leg to make it look like it's a little bit behind. And I can do the same thing with my arm. So I'm just going to go ahead and select all my 3 different pieces for it. And if this makes it a little bit harder, because you can see that not everything is all connected, then what you can do is you can select the main pieces that you want for that body part, and then you can group them, okay? That way they're here. So you can see that it kind of moves a couple stuff away. If you need to, you can always ungroup, move it a little bit more to where you want, and then group it again. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and kind of just move the arm a little bit, and I'll do the same thing for the other side. Okay, and I'm only doing small little movements. I'm not moving the arm all the way back or the legs all the way back immediately. I want it to be smooth, a little bit of a gradual transition. So I'm going to right click and duplicate my second one and just continue the animation from where I left off. So I'm clicking on my leg, I'm moving it a little bit more back, and I'm going to go ahead and select my arm, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn it a little bit. And I'm going to turn the other one as well. Okay. Once I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and now start doing the opposite, where now I'm kind of transitioning between both legs. So what that means is, if you remember how you're walking, you're stepping one foot more forward than the other, and the other one is moving a little bit back. But then when you're going to move your next feet to move forward, you're then moving one back and moving one forward at the same time. So it's kind of hard to kind of picture that, but just again, try to picture yourself walking. Think about what different parts it takes for you to actually walk, and then add that to your animation. So I'm going to start moving this leg forward, but I'm also going to start moving this leg back. And then for my arms, I'm just going to start turning them back to how they were before. So back down. I'm going to duplicate it again. Move my arm back down. This one is going to come back down a little bit more. This one I'm going to start moving a little bit back. Okay. And then you guys can repeat this as much times as you want, so you guys can create your animations, like I said, as long as you want them. Okay, and here I've stopped at 5, but again, like I said, I can continue. There are other things that you can also do. So maybe because my enemy has a belly, maybe I want to make it look like my belly is also moving a little bit. So maybe I move this a little bit up. And then on my next one, I move it a little bit lower. And then my next one, I move it a little bit up again. And then my next one, I move it a little bit lower. So like I said, there's a lot of things that you guys can do to create your animations. So take your time. You can start testing it out by honestly just clicking through your costume and then just seeing how it's looking. Okay. And that kind of starts giving you an idea of how it starts to look and seeing if you need to add more, where you need to add more, just to make sure that it's the best animation that it could be.